Welcome to Game Informed Opinion, episode 14. Football season has begun, at least for Godmacher, who's a big college fan. As you can see, he'll be looking over his shoulder all night to see. I don't know who's playing. Nebraska.
I wonder what the hell he was looking at.
And Wyoming. 24-14. Nebraska.
I got that Madden 20. Yeah, I got that Madden 25 going. With me are my co-hosts. I'm Don. Co-hosts are Steve.
Yo.
Dwayne.
Hey, yo.
And George.
And I have this over my shoulder.
You're going to have that on your back. You're going to be carrying it.
I carry all my interceptions.
That's right.
Hey, who's that on the cover?
Calvin Johnson?
Yes, it is.
Right.
So you guys are screwed. Is that like do you have the SI curse? The EA Sports curse?
I don't know.
Who was last year? Was it Adrian Peterson last year?
No. Last year was... Oh, no, you know what? You might be right. It was, I think, Adrian Peterson. Well, he was hurt.
I don't know. I'm not really that worried about it.
Michael Vick, I think.
I'm pretty sure he could break both legs and still catch like at least 20 touchdowns. So it's not going to be too big a deal.
They should put Tony Romo on the cover.
Now, I'm not sure if at some point we don't have to pull Sean Hill in to throw those touchdowns to him, because Stafford's a little shaky lately, but that's beside the point.
Can you hear us, Steve?
Yeah, but these Alzheimer's are...
These damn corn huskers
going out.
Yeah.
They're going out, or you just keep hearing the fucking referees talking back?
He's listening. He has the computer turned up, but he's got his headphones plugged into the TV. So
right.
He's listening to the game. He's not listening to a word we say.
Oh, man.
So we've got a lot of stuff that went on this week in the gaming world. I mean, PAX Prime is going on right now.
Yep.
Right?
It is.
You know anybody
Gamescom
going?
went on last
Really?
week in Germany.
They did.
So we've got lots of gaming stuff going on around the world.
Yeah,
So,
it's an exciting
what'd you guys do
time
all
for
week?
games.
What'd you guys do all week?
Oh, man.
I pushed buttons on my keyboard a lot to get into Final Fantasy. Then I transferred my Rogue and WoW for really no reason. I think I was just like, hey, how could I waste some money? And then I chose to do that to waste
Where'd
it.
you move?
I just brought him to Repeat, but I didn't faction change him. And then I realized that I should have just sent him to a higher pop road, Horde server, if I wasn't going to faction change him, because it's there's 10 people max at all times. So, yeah. Wasn't that bad for LFR queues, though. They were kind of short because there wasn't 9 million DPS trying to queue, because there's only 10 people. So it was good.
That's cool.
I'm going to leave my glasses like this so the anti-reflective glare doesn't hit me.
Oh, okay.
How would an
Anti-reflective
anti-reflective glare
No, I
hit you?
made absolutely no sense, dude. I'm on
That's cool, man.
I'm on my 7th one.
So what did you do this week,
It's
Steve?
good.
Oh, shit.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I got you right in a moment.
Well, I watched I told you about this earlier, man. I watched the worst movie ever made in the history of movies yesterday as a favor. Ended up walking out.
What's that?
Mortal Instruments, man.
Never even heard of it.
The only people The only people who would ever watch that fucking shit would be prepubescent teenage women or girls between 13 and 21 who have serious fucking emotional disorders would be the only ones that would ever watch that fucking...
Steve's talking about...
That's
talking
sounds like a
shit,
great
Jay.
movie.
It was...
Who did you drag to go see it? You said
It
You
wasn't
said you
me.
dragged
I got-
somebody to go see it.
Yeah, I got drugged.
Oh, there, right the other way around. Gotcha.
I mean, I drugged this person to several shit movies, and I figured, okay, I owe you one. And then she looks over at me when we're about, it had to be 3/4 of the way through it. She looks over at me and she goes, okay, we should probably leave before you kill somebody.
Oh shit! Especially you. You look like the type of dude to just start stomping people out if a movie's bad.
Oh man, and at this particular movie too, we were sitting in front, and they got these 3 or 4, they couldn't have been 13, 14-year-olds. And of course they're doing what they, all kids that age do, fucking acting like dumbasses during a movie, and I'm like, hey, shut the fuck up, and that gets people's attention.
It's funny you mention that because that's one of the reasons why I stopped going to the movies a lot. I used to go to the movies almost every single week back when I was like 22, 23 years old. And then it got to a point where every time I would go to the movie, I almost I would get into so many fights with just kids my age too. Some of them would just, because they don't appreciate film as much as I did maybe, they just went there to talk. Then one time I turned around, I found myself telling somebody, if you want to talk, there's a fucking Fridays across the street, get up and every time you go to the movies, there's people that just talk, just shut the fuck up. You came to the movies to watch a movie, watch the movie.
I agree.
I agree too.
Eat that shit.
Turn your damn phones off, stop talking.
Well, anyway, the
Full
movie was
conversation
terrible.
during the movie.
Yeah, the movie was
in your
fucking
house.
terrible.
Well, that's
I mean,
good.
they tried to
Was
say
the
that...
popcorn good or like the
Oh, yeah.
the soda?
Yeah. I'm not
Right.
really a big popcorn fan, especially with $1,000 or 1,000% markup. I'm not a big fan
Yeah.
of that shit.
I
Yeah.
say that's really expensive popcorn.
And like
Sounds-
everybody else, I'm a spamming zero to get into. Check us out. I spent the last 3.5, almost 4 hours spamming to get in. I finally get in queue. I'm in like maybe 45 minutes, and I realize, fuck, I got a new podcast. I spent all afternoon trying to get in.
Holy crap, that's a long time.
Man,
How about you,
can't wait
Isaac?
till the Big Ten season starts so that
It is
Nebraska
started right
can
now.
fall really hard, and then
You
you
can-
won't have to watch anymore.
You can fucking suck a big.
Hail to the victors. Da, da. I don't actually know the song. I just have like the first 4 words. That's it.
This is
Blue,
great. This is going to be
maize.
so good for fantasy
Maize and
football.
blue. It's exciting.
Oh my god, yes, we should have done. We should just live Skype it, video,
Oh, man.
live video Skype. Just dial everyone in. I'll make a screen for it. We'd have 12 people on the screen.
It sounds
My
fun.
week was huge. I got a new computer.
Woohoo! Finally, it only took you like a year and a half.
Yeah.
So sorry it took me so long.
Yeah, sure you are.
See the light now?
It's exciting though. The computer clearly is awesome and using
Yeah.
quite a bit of power because it sucked all the power out of your lighting.
Yes, it did.
So it's
Yeah,
very,
he's
it's a
I know
good
he's in
setup.
TeamSpeak saying something's wrong, guys. I don't think I'm supposed to be getting frames per second in 2 digits.
Right.
Suck my
Yeah,
balls.
that's what I said. It's a big change when you make that.
I said I broke my lamp. I was so excited. I broke my fucking lamp. I have 2 lamps in my room because this room's huge and it's too fucking dark in here. So I broke one just now.
Oh, excellent job.
Okay,
Excellent
so-
thinking, because breaking a lamp will make it a lot brighter in a dark room like that.
This makes it a lot
It was-
darker.
Yeah.
So was it a good adjustment to move out of playing Rift Raids in PowerPoint?
What? Talking shit about
I said, was
Mac?
it- Yeah, I
Yes.
was talking about was it good for you to?
Well, we'll put it this way. My MacBook Pro playing Rift is the equivalent of the Dallas Cowboys of the last 10
Oh, God. Here we
did the
go.
That's what-
Cowboys
Here
of
we
the
go.
1990s and late 80s. That's where I'm at now. No, I'm the Giants of 07, 08, and 11.
Hey, did you see? I know we're
So you're
still
like
here, but this is-
mediocre,
it's
but you
gaming.
pull it off at the end. That's what you're saying.
Well, I
Hope
got
that
my ESPN magazine this week, and they have the Cowboys and Giants. The Cowboys actually finishing ahead of the Giants by winning the tiebreaker, even though they both finished 8-8, and the Redskins take the division.
Oh my
8 and
god.
8. That is amazing.
Yeah, the ESPN predictions. I'm probably ruining this for Steve.
Oh.
I'm ruining this for somebody. The ESPN prediction is that Seattle beats crap.
Hey, I watched that Seattle game a couple days ago, man. They were impressive, man. They had a killer running game going.
I can't remember who they predicted.
I think
But I know Cincinnati's supposed to do well, so Sorosa should be pretty happy.
Yeah.
I've been following Cincinnati because of the fact that I've been watching Hard Knocks on HBO.
Isn't like the SI curse?
It's
If you do Hard Knocks, you're dead.
I don't know. Well, the Jets were on it twice, so that really speaks for itself.
Yeah, the Dolphins too, but they weren't good, you know.
But the Bengals, I gotta say, if I were to pick a team in the AFC, I think the Bengals would be my team because of just the fact that how much I've been watching all of their players and getting emotionally attached to them through the show is just, it's something else. It's a really good show. Everybody should watch it if they're really...
What's it called again?
It's Hard Knocks. It's training camp. Like, it's like a reality show for training camp behind the scenes for, they pick one team per year. That must be a good fucking game.
They're fucking...
Yes.
They're trying to... That's a fucking touchdown, man.
You gotta be kidding me. You gotta be... I fucking...
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, this is why we're not doing... somebody asked me this week in
I'm
Rift.
sorry.
And then they're like, hey, let's get a third raid night in. Maybe it was Europe. He said, hey, let's get a third raid night in. Let's get some more interest in raiding. We can, get some more people recruited and do some 20-mans. And I was like, hey, it sounds good. He goes, hey, what about Sundays? Sundays we seem to get a lot of people. I'm like, no.
No way.
Football season's starting. You won't.
no.
Isaac won't be there. I won't be there. Greer won't be there. Well, Greer's not going to raid with us anyways. But I'm just saying. I mean, it's, yeah.
Doesn't mean I
football
won't
season's- we learned
show
that.
up and listen.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true.
I
That's
need
true.
a mirror. I need a
So,
fucking mirror.
my week... Okay, wait. Let me see. Let me check the time.
Read it.
Right now, I've got the time on East Coast as 10:17. Okay, so we can go now. All right, let's talk about launches, game launches, because that's the big hot news this week. I mean,
Okay,
all right, we're talking about gaming, and we're talking Square Enix now. Obviously, Final Fantasy, big one launched this week. So it isn't. So the company made the decision to, instead of putting the burden, and obviously Steve's happy about this, instead of putting the burden on the players by just allowing everyone in and letting the servers get overload, and we get lag, and then they crash, and they need maintenance, and all this other stuff that goes on, they decided to throttle it themselves.
Yeah.
So they capped it.
And I think
What-
they picked specific
what do you think
times
about
too,
that?
didn't they?
Well, yeah, they said they're watching 24 hours a day now, right now.
I have the thing that's pissing people off is that they're just like normal human beings. They're very selfish. They say, I paid the money, I should be able to play whenever. They're not willing to consider for just a moment, that Square Enix completely fucked up by not predicting that this was going to be a pretty big launch, because they were expecting a very, very shitty launch as far as population. So they had, and what ended up turning into be the largest launch in gaming history hit them. They had no choice. They had nothing to do. They're like, oh fuck, what are we supposed to do? And their server farms are calling them, going, hey, yeah, Square Enix, dude, yeah, this is your server farm. Hey, everything just burst into flames. I don't really, I don't know what they really say, but it's all on fire. I think we're going to have to probably do something.
Wait, I got
I
it.
think that's
know
what
why
might be
this
what
is all
happens
happening.
today.
I know exactly why this is happening. The Final Fantasy servers are in Fukushima.
No,
Where
What?
nuclear waste is being thrown into the
Oh,
Pacific.
into the ocean.
There you
Yeah.
go.
So you're saying the water for the server cooling system is
Absolutely.
coming right in?
Contaminated with
Okay, overheating.
nuclear waste.
This was it's actually their decision. That I know it affected us in Rift. I don't know. I mean, about other games. I mean, that's the one I mostly play. But it hurt our raid team. We've got a lot of people throwing over Final Fantasy. But we've got other game launches coming on, and it seems all these launches happen, and we've seen this in whether it's Star Wars and Terra and Guild Wars and everything. They come out and they've got these massive issues. I mean, did they just? I wonder if it's because the companies are changing from. You remember it used to be a privilege when you got chose to beta test,
yeah.
right? And then if you weren't testing, they were like, okay, you're not testing for us, you're out. We're going to bring somebody else in who's going to test for bugs. And now it seems companies are selling to make money up front. Hey, buy the collector's edition, guaranteed to get into the beta. 90% of the people who get in there, and I'm just making that number up, but 90% of people get in there, don't give a crap about beta testing. They're not going to fill out bug reports. They just want to play it early. And so the company never gets a real good idea on this stuff, and then all of a sudden you add in 10, 20, 30 times the amount of people that were beta testing,
man,
or
more
even
than that.
higher, and it's like everything goes to hell. I mean,
Well, that's
but
like-
it happens every freaking launch.
Yeah, everyone. Yeah.
Yeah,
so
and
far.
I think that the idea of, just letting people in the beta as a, really just to play the game early, which is what everybody does now.
That's exactly what it is.
I think that even though that, like, when's the last launch? Like, it's not like Final Fantasy, like, you're logging in and you're like, oh, every quest is broken and it's
No, the
bug
game plays
after
fine.
bug after
Play
bug.
when you're in.
There's no bugs, really. I mean,
I haven't found
and think of like any of the last game launches. It's always server stability issues, and the reason is that there's no way, and I think like they're letting more and more people into these betas as we're just playing them to play them, and I think that's probably at least helping to stabilize them some. But I mean, there's just no way for them to simulate the whole world trying to
Besides
log
letting
in
people
at
in?
once. And it just, there's like,
Well,
so no matter
okay.
how much they fix all the
Well,
bugs,
guess-
as soon as everybody goes,
Yeah,
I'm
but
in.
guess who did that? Neverwinter did.
Yeah,
Neverwinter let everyone in.
they did.
it
And then
didn't
said,
everything
all
like
at once.
explode
Launch.
repeatedly though? Hasn't there been like,
They had issues.
isn't there
but
issues
well,
now
is-
that are like game breaking?
Is that the solution though? Do you mean, can you as a company say, hey, you know what, we're gonna soft launch? Maybe they just say that. You grab the term that's being used on the internet by people. You do these podcasts and stuff. We're gonna soft launch, and because the beta was successful and we caught a lot of bugs, we think we're good to go. But we're gonna launch it. But during this first 2 weeks, expect the server to go up and down, and the official launch date will be 2 weeks from now.
Mm-hmm.
But if you've got access, or you want access, or it's free access, you can get in on this day. But we're just letting you know, first 2 weeks.
But
Go up and down.
it
Maybe
would-
I mean, players like to be told stuff.
Yeah, that would alleviate the, hey, this is early access, and you told me that if I paid more, I would get to play on these days before everybody else, and I can't play. Because, like, it is, if that's what they're going to call it, and it's tough to, like, say, well, we said that, and you paid, but it's full, so,
Well, it's actually
Too
not
bad.
full. It's not
Right.
full. They're
Well-
saying it's full because they're limiting the access of all their players.
yeah, I'm
Mm-hmm.
okay with the idea of them keeping the server stable. I mean, the game plays very good. Like I said, we were talking about this before. Like when I'm in the game, you like tons of people on the screen. It doesn't feel like it skips a beat. I don't feel like I lag. Like it really feels very smooth. But you have to want to punch your screen trying to get in the goddamn game.
Well, he come
So-
right out and admitted that they admitted exactly what we all knew. They said, "Look, because of our last attempt at launching a friggin' game, we realized how bad that was and how bad it went and what an epic fail it was. So we wasn't thinking that anybody on large or that people in large groups were going to be coming to play with us. We just didn't think that. That's what they're saying. He said it in the letter, not the exact wording anyway. But so then when everybody says, well, we're going to play anyway, and more than, I bet it was 500% than what they expected. Just crushed the servers.
Sounds like it.
I don't think they had any idea that was going to happen at all. I bet they were prepared for maybe a couple 100,000 players.
This is the problem now with MMOs, is that they need to realize that they can't go according to what the littlest they think is going to, the smallest amount of people going to be on a server. They need to expand, and they need to make a certain they need to reach a certain amount of, I don't know how to even, I don't even know how to say it. They need to fucking make the servers so that millions and millions of players can get on at the same time. And I know it's harder said than done, but they could do it, and then scale down from that.
I agree.
Just scale
I
down.
was-
Don't scale up. If you scale
Yeah.
down, it's easier.
Yeah.
Scriv said that
Yeah, I agree
earlier
with you
today.
there.
That they're so afraid of
I think-
what
well-
it looks like when you scale down.
I was talking about this today in TeamSpeak, and I think the way you do it is it's the same thing though. You go in telling people that, say, hey, we're planning for success, And what we're going to do is we know what our target and this is easy. You just go out and say we know what our target population is per server.
Just bear
Right?
with
But
us.
we're gonna launch with 100 servers. You guys just go wherever you want with your friends. You're good to go. You get in, and we're gonna watch for 30 days. And after 30 days, we're gonna merge servers, and we're gonna do the whole thing. We're gonna grab. We know what our target is. And we're gonna grab 2 servers or 3 servers, and we're gonna put them together so that we have the target population under this new server. So you're not gonna be split. Your guild's not gonna be sent. It's not gonna cost you anything. We're gonna do it though after we've looked at it for 30 days. And that way it's out front saying this has nothing to do with performance of the game. This is more about getting the target population where we want it to be.
Yeah.
And then just tell the players.
I think that is like that would be the best, and it sounds really good. Again though, like there's somebody standing over there saying, "Is that even close? Like, and is that even close to the most cost-effective way to do it?" I mean, in the long run, maybe it works out better for you, but launching with a bunch of extra servers and not actually needing them, and then having to condense, like you figure, even if it's something that you plan on, there's got to at least be some, hours of work involved in it that you're, that you're like, so essentially we're going to launch, and then we're going to plan to do all this extra work, and I'm not saying that you shouldn't do that or couldn't fit that into the plan just because you wanted things to be, the best that they could be. I think that makes a lot of sense. But there's always the somebody's paying for it and somebody else is standing over them saying don't spend that, and it happens a lot. So, and I think that's why we still get, it, like they just kind of like, this is what we're going to spend on it, and we'll go from there when it starts. And I mean, I don't know if that's probably never the best way. It's all, I would imagine proactivity is the way to go.
Well, the other big thing that goes with this, though, with a game launch, is how it affects the community as a whole. And what I mean by this is not, and I'm thinking more of our own. We're a gaming community, right? We play.
I was going to bring this up
to
too.
15 other games, and so I mean it affects us and it doesn't. It does in that maybe guilds in established games lose players and have to adjust their plans of what they wanted to do as players shift. But I wanted to throw this out and let Isaac open up on this. Maybe on. I mean, what do you think? I mean, a lot of players today game hop. They just don't. They don't have their home game, the game that just holds them. And game hopping, it hurts the community. But you can't blame players for it, really, can you?
Fucking Steve.
You can fucking blame me if you want.
What an
I'm
asshole.
I got shoulders.
No, it's good. I know what you mean though. It's tough on the community because losing players at any time is tough, especially if you're assembling a raid in a certain game, and then all of a sudden something else comes out, and they're hearing from their friends that aren't even in our gaming community, saying, "All right, let's play this. This game's hot. Let's do it. Let's get together now." All right. Then that person says, "Okay, sorry guys, but I'm gonna go. I'm gonna play with my other friends." Blah blah blah. I think that with the reason why it's so big now is because there's so many different games coming out at the same time. If you think about it, within the next 3 months, there's going to be 3-4 more MMOs that somebody's going to want to try. We're going to lose players. We're going to lose people who are raiding with us, and it's going to impact the guild. It's going to impact the community. It sucks, but you can't hold nobody to one game because this is what they want to do. They want to try out other games. But take Final Fantasy, for instance. People are going to leave a certain game for Final Fantasy, and then all of a sudden all these problems happen, and then they're going to say, you know what, the fuck with Final Fantasy, I'm going back to this game. And then what happens?
They come back.
They just come back. So it's sort of like, it's like a cycle of life,
Mm-hmm.
It sort of just keeps working its way out. We're still going to get new players. We're still going to get new members to join. Those new members will wind up leaving one day. We've had so many people leave and come back that it's just, it is what it is. I think, like you said a long time ago, you can't ask everybody to stay in one game. People want to try different stuff. They're entitled to try different stuff.
Yeah.
It's their opinion if they like one game or not. I've tried WoW. I've tried, Guild Wars 2 is my my
Secret World you were in.
and Secret World also. Those are my favorite game. Just to roll up on his keyboard.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Those are two more of my favorite MMOs, and I've never got a chance to really try them. Now that I have my new computer, I'm going to try them all over again. But I did, like I said,
we've lost Isaac.
I just tried Guild Wars 2 for the first time on high, and getting 65, 70 frames a second is just crazy. The game looks beautiful.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm not going to leave Rift because Rift has a special place in my heart, and at the same time, I know that we're planning on raiding, so I'm not.
You need me to send you like a recruit a friend, you know? I hear the world is calling you. The world of Azeroth.
I've tried that also, and I've enjoyed that, but I don't know. I love my Rift. I'll always go back to my Rift, but it's like a cycle of life. Everybody will leave, people will come back, or new players will join. So we just got to move on with it.
Yeah, we've had good and bad. I mean, you're right. We have people leave all the time, anyways, for good reasons and bad reasons, or because they inadvertently hear something you said in officer chat about them.
Go fuck yourself. You hear me say anything about you? Go.
Then they cry.
Asshole. I'll fucking say it in guild chat. I don't even care.
So,
What a bitch.
okay.
Anyway, next.
Yeah.
As far as the thing affecting our community, all it's doing is we just got a lot of people who are very angry. I have to admit, I've gotten a little upset. Haven't gotten pissed, but people are just a little upset that the servers are fucked up over a holiday weekend where people are actually, we set up specific time to play, and when you go and make plans based on your ability to get in and play and you can't get in, it fucking makes you shitty.
Let me ask you a question. Do you have a lot of people that aren't getting in still?
Yeah.
And now what are they doing?
They're either spamming zero or there's giving up and playing on Japan server.
It seems the people who don't have the patience to spam zero for 20, 30 minutes at a time are not playing, and they may not ever come back to play because if you don't think that's worth your time, then it's not. I mean, it's not worth your time, I think as far as the launch affecting, like the way this thing has affected just for this game, I think there's been a little pitting of the community against each other, which is probably negative for it. Nobody can get in, so then there's the large group of people who are like Steve, who never log out.
Hey, I log out every night. And if you never
got in, and Steve never logged out, you might want to tell Steve to go fuck himself, because you might want to play the game too. But
that has caused some issues.
And it has. I mean, it is what it is. Like, launches happen.
I just want everyone to know right now that Steve's watching Nebraska while he's logged into Final Fantasy.
Shut up.
Wildcats.
I'm actually not logged in.
Comments to @Steve. No, I'm just kidding. I don't even know. He doesn't have a Twitter.
Here brings another point. Go on. I'm sorry.
So I think that comment comes home because, part of the letter that Yoshi, or whoever the hell the guy is, I'm not a follower of the game, even though I kind of play it casually. He basically told us, hey, servers are capped at 5,000. We're keeping them capped at 5,000, so we're only letting 5,000 players in at a time.
Fucking crazy.
So now there are 20 people in the guild, and I've logged into the guild, in our guild, and I look at the roster, and I see 20, 25 people AFK, then you're pissed. You're like, it took me 4 freaking hours to get in, trying like every 15 minutes or do whatever. And, I may not get in on any of those 20 logins. But it's not them. It's all players. Not all, I shouldn't say. It's a good number of players of the game. And the reason it is because, I don't know if you heard this, Isaac, they didn't build in an AFK disconnect.
No, they did, and said they weren't going
you can't,
to. And
they said it's not a high priority right now.
Wow.
So you can just stay logged in.
And just stand there. Like Steve.
But when you think about it.
Fuck, I better log in right now.
For real.
it's great for their stats, right? When they report, it was that over 10 million hours have been played in the last month.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's because you locked half the people out, so everyone else just stayed logged in while they were sleeping.
Shit, if I would have known this, I would have bought 5 copies and 5 computers.
Just to stay logged in.
Well,
That's
I'm
great.
telling you right now that
Trollery for the win.
I have been logging out at night. The thing I've been doing though, the only thing that's different is that when I
put him on the spot.
when I log in again, it's the next morning at like 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning, and I get in with no problem. The only difference is that when I do that, my ass fucking goes to work. And then when I get off work, I come down and I sit and then play until 10:30, 11 o'clock at night, and then log out.
Still giving them a chance to log in. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now
Yeah,
here's,
they can log in from 1 to 5 a.m.
here's something that I wanted to bring up. That
Or wait,
Dwayne-
sorry, Steve goes to bed at 10. So
Steve goes-
10 p.m. to...
I wanted to bring up something that Dwayne said before because it's a good topic. What would you rather? Would you rather everybody get a chance to log in and then have problems logging in again for a few weeks, but knowing that the game doesn't have a lot of bugs? Or would you rather them opening the servers completely and then the game having more bugs?
Neither.
But you have to
that's
choose
a tough one because people want to play.
I don't know.
See,
For me, I'm very patient with launch stuff. What I'm not patient with is like the raid is bugged and it's never going to be fixed.
So
like,
torch.
so well.
Nightmares.
You know what I mean? Like stuff like that. Like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like something that's game breaking later on, and like, tell me this is a server issue, and I can I'm pretty accepting of that. Tell me it's a game. Now I've been very patient with Final Fantasy. I didn't hear or read the part where the AFK timer is not a priority. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. But other than that, because there's just no that would alleviate a portion of the problem.
That would pretty much take care of it.
Because that's what's happening. I mean, when you see a problem and you're like, holy shit, look, there's the problem. You're like, we're not going to fix that. But I digress. I'm very patient with stuff like this, like launch things, whatever. Especially if, it's a game that I didn't I don't know. If Star Wars was broken in the first week and I couldn't log in, I imagine I would have been pissed because that was one of the games that I got all hyped up into and was all.
I did too.
But I really haven't actually done that since then, and I may never do it again. So I feel like maybe I've learned my lesson. And yeah, I mean, I feel like I learned a long time ago that the first couple weeks is a fucking crapshoot, and it really can't log in, but it really has the game is fine. I can't.
Yeah,
I don't usually worry too much about it. I would rather the game
It's
be
not-
okay.
Yeah.
Well, it's not just MMOs. It happens to regular ones too. Madden launched this week, and we got interesting bugs. One is any linebacker, regardless of their stats, has a 99% chance of intercepting your pass
I heard
if he's in
that.
the line
Fucking stupid.
between the quarterback and the receiver, regardless of distance between the two.
Don't they have like a vertical jump of like 50 yards or something like that?
I just
They did.
How
I think
did
they
they-
did 2 years ago.
When does this happen? How do they start screwing up Madden? I've never.
Well, here's
had
the
a
latest
bug
one I had
for
this
that.
week.
Silly.
I couldn't. Okay, I created my league. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna create my team. I'm gonna play the Cowboys. I'm gonna coach them. Gonna start my dynasty.
which I have
Save
no
all my
idea how to do.
save all my data.
Franchise. I can't create a franchise. I can't. All it is
Yeah.
play your game or create a fucking character and use your character to play, and then sim the entire game because your character sucks dick, so you can't even play it. So explain, please.
He is.
Yep.
Shut the fuck
Well,
up.
okay,
Let him
yeah, here's
that,
the next part. Okay, you can create a player. Okay, you create a player, as George says, create a player and play as the player. But that's it. So as you play, if you pick, you're going to be the quarterback. Obviously, you're going to be the quarterback. Or that's all you get to play. And once you throw the ball, you're done. When the defense is on the field, you don't get to choose anything. The computer plays the rest. How freaking boring is that?
Oh.
So
I
or you can play the
actually
coach.
have played some of that game mode, and I don't hate it because I always like to be the running back and then run the ball way too much because it's fun. I don't know, it's more fun
Right.
than passing
Well,
to me.
Well, you can coach, and then you can also be the owner.
But
One
there's
of those
no
three things.
franchise
Okay,
mode.
here,
Just play every single game of the season.
Yeah, you play the whole. Well, no, I had the draft. I simmed the draft and everything. It has online offline mode. You go to play conference, create a conference, or what I think was what it is,
Okay.
and you just play. Because you can have like you and I, since there's no one else in Tempest who's going to play this, you and I could pick like half the teams each
Yeah.
and play the whole season.
Okay.
I'll catch up with you guys in November.
So.
Well, you plan on.
Okay, but here's the issue. When you do that and you
PS4?
save that data,
Oh wait, you guys all
Right.
have something stupid.
and when
Sorry.
you save all that data, like you create your team, your coach, you get them saved, you save that data, you log out, turn off your Xbox, you turn it back on. If you try to load Madden, it locks up your Xbox.
Oh my god.
You have to go back and delete all that data. So basically, as George says, all you can do is log in and play an exhibition game. Because if you try to save
Wow.
anything, it'll lock up the game.
That's a first.
That's a win.
Well, you know
I mean,
why?
So there's your.
I've seen
there's the
stuff
other
like
launch for
that
you.
happen, like on like certain, like not that, like my brother-in-law has like a PlayStation, and there's something like he rent Madden, and for some reason, it wasn't the specific disc, just something about Madden on his PlayStation. It would like play for a minute, and like the song would change, and it would just lock it up every time, and it was like for no reason, like it would play every other game, wasn't broken, or like no error, it just would just break for some reason. I don't know. It's like the ghost in the machine sometimes. I don't get it.
So, well, I do have a side note here. If anyone was interested in NCAA football, 2014 is the last one. NCAA is not signing any more contracts.
Real
I don't
Sports
blame 'em.
games.
Yeah,
There's
they'll
been too many
sign,
lawsuits from players.
they'll
Yeah.
probably sign it with 2K next.
NCAA, I bet you anything NCAA
no,
in the
NCAA
next 10
said they're
years
not
are going
gonna
to be
sign.
playing the players.
They're getting sued. Too many lawsuits.
That's right. They're going to pay those fucking players as they should. If they're
Good.
making millions, pay them fucking players.
Yep.
You're making millions off those players in a video game, and they're not getting a cut of that bullshit. I'd sue you too.
I don't know what you're talking about, Steve. I'm looking at the players, and there's made up names and.
What the fuck ever? Wow. Anyway,
Okay, well, I got to ask you, who started off ranked number 1 this year? Before preseason poll, college.
Alabama?
I think so.
Alabama.
Was it Alabama?
Or Florida, or
No, it was Alabama.
Yeah, in NCAA 2014, they had Ohio State was ranked number 1.
Wow.
Well, they're in
Behind, well, Alabama, I think, was right behind them, or whoever the hell you said.
Who was that? Somebody
All
hurt?
right. Yeah. Are we
Hold on.
ready?
We're about to
Rapid
score.
fire questions?
touchdown
do it.
Nebraska.
Yeah, it was
Right.
Alabama. By the
I'm
way,
going with Steve. I'm going to go Steve, George, Dwayne.
Okay,
I need
Cool.
one more question, don't I? I'll
Bring
come
it.
up with one. Let's go.
I just
All right,
scored.
Steve.
Yes.
Forums and no forums.
On in what aspect? I don't know what you mean.
In official game forums, are they good or bad? Do they matter? Do you
Oh,
care?
you're asking the wrong person. I do not care. I
That's
never
why
go
I
to.
asked you first.
Yeah, I never go to official game forums, man, because you're not really going to get anything that you want. The only time forums are any good is when you're well into the game later on, when the forums are developed by players who decided they want to post bullshit on there, and you get stuck on a quest or looking for NPCs or maps or whatever like that. That's it. As far as I'm concerned, fuck forums.
Nope.
George, forums.
Fuck you, Steve. You could go on anytime you want and call whoever you want a douchebag and tell them they're the troll, and then as soon as you're done, log out and never log back in.
I
Create a
rest
new
my
username.
case.
No, I think that they are. I think they're good. I think that that's how some of the look at Tryon. They go on the forums. They read what the problems are that the customers are having, or whatever the fuck we are anymore to them. And they see what's wrong and they fix some of the stuff. Fix the fucking processors. We want all of our processors to work, assholes.
All 8.
Yeah. Rift 1. Did you change it to the 0 already?
I fucking did everything in the config file.
Okay, 30 seconds, bitch.
Dwayne, forums, no forums.
I don't. Forums are used, and there are good reasons to have them still. And it's not forums; it's people. People are useless. Forums are fine. If people used forums correctly, they would be a great tool.
Yes.
People are useless, like George.
Thanks, asshole.
George, next question. Do you like social media linked to your MMO? Congratulations, Isaac Clarke just earned the achievement for
Oh,
I
killing
don't
20,000 boars.
think that my coworkers can see that I'm a fucking loser.
is that what we are?
Are we? Is that what you're saying we all are?
It's an image thing.
I like it, especially with the achievement parts. When you get an achievement that you can link it, I think that's really, really cool. And like I said, we're gamers. We're proud to be gamers and stuff. So that's what we want to show each other. Is that if we have a whole group that we're in together, link it. Let's link everything. So I think it's good.
Dwayne?
So I'm like, I don't know, kind of feel the same way. You want to like repeat the question for me so I can spit it out right?
So, do you like social media? Do you like it or dislike it linked to
So-
your MMO?
I like the idea of it. I don't actually have my social media linked to my MMOs, but I really like the idea. I think I sit with George sometimes. Like I don't my circle of social media real like friends that I have from my life aren't game friends, so it would be like weird, I guess, to me to have that link to them just all the time. Like, hey, people that don't play games, here's all my weird achievements. But I like the idea of it. I really do. I like achievements and people, like, hey, cool,
Nice
you're
job,
awesome.
Drew. I can't believe you got that. Yeah.
So yeah, I'm for it.
Steve, do you know what social media is? Oh wait, yeah, you're the Facebook king.
Yeah, but I'm not good on linking that kind of shit. I have to share with Dwayne the same thing, the same point of view on that. 95% of my real life friends have no fucking idea what an MMO is, and the ones that do, pretty much all the ones that I know that do, very, very few want to share that with their real life friends. They don't really want to say, hey, I'm an MMO guy and I play fucking WoW or I play Rift or I play whatever. You just don't do it, you don't do it. And as far as I'm concerned, I would never link my shit, and you would never see any of my shit linked. The only thing I link is the TGC stuff whenever it's something good.
We should.
You know what's crazy?
Just fuck all
Steve-
those people. And that was the
Steve read me my
point I was
Facebook
making.
status before I even wrote it.
Dwayne, how in depth should a character creator be?
Ooh,
Oh
good one.
gosh, I really in depth. I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't take advantage of it, but I don't think the character creator ever, is utilized. You're usually like, depending on the game, very far away from your character. But I would love to see them, go way more in depth in like what you could do to your armor, like it's things that you see from that distance. I'd love, it to be different. I hate when everybody's wearing the same goddamn thing. It was like the one thing I thought about when Final Fantasy was going to like, here's your class set. I was like, is everybody going to be wearing that? Because it's cool looking, but not if everybody has it on. And different stuff.
Steve?
I like people doing different.
I definitely take full advantage of that shit. If I can manipulate every square inch of my tune, I do it.
Like
And
your
I-
breasts only go so big.
Yeah, but I'm talking about
Yeah.
make a great big fat dude, or make one real short that's super fat. Now, see, I don't go all Asian with it and make, the super noodle skinny dude that's 8 feet tall with the ginormous head, like they do in Aeon. Some of those guys will do that shit in Aeon.
Yeah.
For some reason, that seems like you've gone completely off the fucking cliff with the shit. But I'm saying, everybody wants to make the as tall as possible, super muscular dude who's, wielding two-handers. Or you got your rogues that want to be about mid-size, that are kind of skinny, that get in and get out kind of thing. But if I had...
people are short.
Yeah, man, like in Aeon, you can make a dude that's like a foot and a half
Oh, yeah.
tall, and in PvP, he's going to be a murderer. But I would make the dude that would be like, a 6-footer that's 350 pounds. I'd make a big fat bastard wearing all that armor. So yeah, I'd take full
It's
advantage
like my
of it.
monk. My Final Fantasy monk is freaking huge.
Oh, I made a
George?
pugilist big chick, man, and gave her huge shooters, and she's like 8 feet tall.
Nice. I agree
George?
with Steve. Same thing. I think it's very important to certain gamers that we have the ability to create, something that we actually want to create, as opposed to being limited to stuff. So I want to create somebody that looks just like me. I could go ahead and do it. I mean, that's what we're rolling in for anyway, right? We want to pretend that we're in the
No, I
game.
agree.
So
Right.
All right, Steve. when you're not playing the game, do you find yourself getting pulled to YouTube or whatever else to watch videos of your game?
Nope. I don't do that sort of stuff either. No. I mean, I could comment more, but I just don't. The only time I'm ever looking for videos for YouTube, it's on instructional shit. You know, like this new dude. Yeah. Like this new guy, Mr. Happy, that does the Final Fantasy stuff. You know, for some reason, I can't seem to watch him very long because he just seems annoying to me. But he's got good information. I've been using Namera and Tina and Quiz for all my gaming info. If I need to know something, I just ask them.
How about you, George?
I don't really do it either unless it's like something for raid. If I don't know a strategy or something, I'll look it up really quick to see how maybe they did it and see if there's anything that we can improve on it. That's really it.
How about you, Dwayne?
I never did for a long time, and I do a lot now. And I mean, I know, people like Steve would never consider watching a strategy video and learning a fight, but I always like doing that, and I've always been a fan of reading strats and watching videos. But I mean, even now, like I'll watch stream now. I love when I love when somebody just throws a video up there. I don't even care. Like I watched the EverQuest video that was like, shitty, crazy old dungeon. Yeah. It's fun, and when I can't play, I end up thinking about games. So I will gladly watch, as long as it's not stupid. And I don't like the popular streams. A lot of popular streams are just, I don't know why they're popular. Like people screaming, like I yell at people loud, and people like to watch me. I don't really like that. But in general, yeah, I like watching games, even if I'm not playing.
Okay, so I got Isaac. This one actually came up as something you said earlier, which is funny that the question came around to you. Of course, I can manipulate the questions and no one would know about it, but
Go figure.
But you mentioned something before, or I think a couple of you made the distinction of real life friends versus gaming friends. Is there a difference?
No, I mean,
because we game together. We like BS.
I talk to you guys more than I talk to my own father. I mean, at that point, there's some friends I consider gaming friends, but then there's some friends that are gaming friends that I consider real friends. I mean, I got one of my best friends who I've known for about 10 years now, and I met him on Xbox Live. He's one of my really good friends. He's always, it started, it's like any relationship starts, no homo, but, we were boys, and from the beginning till now, it's changed to a really, really strong friendship, and I think that's what a lot of people encounter during, gaming, is that they develop these bonds with other people that, like with you three. I mean, I consider you guys to be my really good friends, so. And then there's people like, Harper, who's just, he's garbage.
Garbage.
That'd be that in the video. So yeah, I don't know. When I was talking about it, I tried to avoid using the silly term real life friends, because that feels like a term at this point that was like attached by the haters to our thing. And that's why I said like friends from my life. Like people, and that's it. Like I consider a lot of my gaming friends real life friends. So I don't like to use that term to separate you guys. Obviously there are people that I have interacted with on a one-to-one basis, and then really now we're here, I'm face to face with you guys talking to you. Things have changed over the years. It's easier to be friends with somebody that you game with more than just, hey, we game together and we type a few words into chat. Now we talk and we see each other and we communicate outside game. So yeah, yep.
I got something before Steve. Before you guys, wanted to add one more thing. The reason why I say that some of you guys are considered my friends, just to show you how somebody like Scott, we know him as Vader. Yep. The dude works, I don't even know how many days a week. He has his own job. He has his own personal life, and I only know him from the game. But I know him for a certain amount of time, whereas now we've become pretty close friends, and he's gone out of his way to help me when I needed to buy a computer for Ro. He was searching with me online for 2 weeks to try to figure out what we could get. he turns around to me the other day and he was, oh man, there's got to be something that we can do to help her get better frames per second for the computer. Let me log in. I mean, Steve, you were in the room when this happened. He was saying, let me do a remote. Let me go into the computer. Let me see what I see. You pay fucking people to do that.
Mm-hmm.
There's not a lot of people that would offer something like that.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I consider some people, friends. Just like you guys. Like, you guys put up with a lot of bullshit I come out with. And I appreciate it, and I really do. And, that's why I said, like, there's certain people that are just considered not just, between real life and gaming friends. I think that there is a medium in between it, and that there is, my friends in gaming who are my real friends.
Yeah, and I got one thing else for you here, since because we've all known Scott for a couple years now, is now that he's had access to Rose's computer, you guys want to watch where the camera's pointed. Just saying. But Steve,
I completely lost track of what the friggin' question was. Yeah, these guys made me.
He was looking for that camera.
Stay the fuck out of my
That's right.
girlfriend.
Where is that feed? Where is that feed? He was pushing the 0 button, trying to refresh it.
What was the question again?
this is what game friends versus real life friends. We make the distinction sometimes when we're talking, or people make the distinction. I don't.
I don't either. Like I said, matter of fact, a huge chunk of those German guys, I still get in their TeamSpeak. We talk, man, at least every week, sometimes a couple times a week. We're in contact on Facebook all week long. A lot of those dudes from Lineage 2 are on my Facebook. I mean, I've known them for years. That was like, 6-7 years ago? And then, of course, there's Tempest with all you guys. I talked to Scott Office and Jeremy and his brother and George and you. I mean, shit, there's no distinction. There really isn't. The only thing is that we have a stigma for being gamers to people who aren't. And people who aren't gamers are never going to really be as accepting as what we would like them to be. And so the smart ones of us say, we just want to avoid even tempting fate by doing that and just keeping it separate. So a lot of us still use their real life compared to online friends. But I'm okay. I don't give a fuck about it.
No, I agree. I agree with what most of the stuff everyone said here, because I just wanted to say that seriously, if I don't get an invitation to Roe and Isaac's wedding, I'm sending a special wedding gift.
I'm going to show up anyway, and they're going to say,
there's
an angry fucking Nebraskan out front. Do you guys know who that is? They're going to be like, fuck, hurry up, dude. Hurry up. Get to the part where I do.
Of baby diapers. All right.
Would anybody here have anything why these two should not be? I got a fucking problem with what's going on.
So can I stumble in? Steve, I'll be with you. We'll stumble in the back. I have a bottle of Jack in my hand.
Nice. Fracker's the one who's always saying, "Hey, let's have a Tempest get together, guys. Fucking cook out and fucking kill each other."
Yeah. The only problem with
something less difficult to do than BlizzCon, because that's what a few of us are doing, and that's a pain in the ass to try to get lots of people to.
Tempest Con.
Good luck with that.
GDC.
All right, be a blast.
Last question, Greer.
Jealous.
What happens if somebody takes your in-game name?
Mother.
I don't know what does happen. That is surprisingly because my name is so fucking amazing that it's never happened to me. I don't know what happens. Usually when that happens, I realize that I should go delete the other tune that I already created with that name. Yeah, some people get... I don't know. I'm pretty attached to my name, but every now and then I switch it anyway just because. So...
I do too. Rarely, but I do.
Stuff happens, I guess.
Steve?
I don't think anybody's going to take Godmocker or Warmocker or Devil Mocker,
War Duke,
Pain Worker. Yeah, but I got War Duke, which is, I got War Midget.
Somebody's out there with a notepad right now, writing these down next to Wild Star.
Buddha War Midget.
Warmocker. Oh my God.
That's his in-game name.
Isaac, how about you? Oh, yeah, Isaac Clarke has been taken before, hasn't he?
Isaac Clarke was taken in Guild Wars 2, in the Secret World, and what else did I try and play, I think?
You fucking ass.
It might have been Final Fantasy as well, yeah. Final Fantasy also, they would take.
Shit. I'm sorry, did that?
Yeah,
Yep,
you're
that's
allowed
cool.
to clear on that.
I was confident you were talking to George, so.
That's what I thought too.
No, but it sucks. It really does. Sometimes you have a really good I wanted to name my guy Tony Danza, and that was taken.
If you steal names, it's going to happen. I mean, Isaac Clarke is what? That's a character name
It's a
from the
huge
game
it's
I
a
didn't
huge,
play.
Huge
Right,
game.
but
yeah.
really good games that I didn't play.
Okay, I'm going to make a request that
but yeah.
Scrivian cut out all the names I mentioned during the... When you save this, bleep out all those names I just said.
When I put this on YouTube, I'm gonna put a ticker across the bottom. I dare you to take these names
Names
and
to
all
steal.
on all future MMO launches.
I will fucking hunt you down.
Honestly, I feel like I had my name so long and nobody else has taken it. If I could just, have
don't even
more
know how to
people
fucking
like me, I
spell
could get
your
it
name
like
still.
thrown on the Google Plus. I could be Google Plus Screw Reaver or whatever
Yeah.
nonsense.
All
I was thinking about
closing-
changing it. I want one
last
syllable
minute
names.
One syllable. Last thoughts. Anyone?
Oh.
Steve?
Oh, Huskers. Martinez just threw an
Suck.
interception. He's a fucking
Fuck.
bastard. That's my last thought.
There you go.
George?
It's supposed to say 10-17, dude. 10-17.
No, that's what time it is now. We gotta end the show.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
10:17 Central.
Greer.
Last thoughts.
I
What?
don't know. Enjoy your freaking week. Play some games. Quit crying.
Fantasy football.
That's right. Draft Monday night. Monday night draft. Tempest in TeamSpeak.
Someone should draft Calvin Johnson. There's my tip.
Who's getting RG3?
Tip of the week.
Ah, fuck
No
RG3.
one.
He ain't doing shit this
No one.
season. You're gonna make him play 7 games.
There we go.
Eli Manning will be a
Up,
free
music
agent.
replaying on YouTube.
Prediction.
We hope everyone has a great week.
Use my names and I'll fucking kill you.
Isaac's gonna take every one of them now.
Oh, no. Steve said it all. Use his name and I'll fucking kill you.
I'll fucking kill you. Later.
See ya.
When you wind up on me, one wine at a time. When you grind up on me, one grind is a crime. Looking at me eye, looking at me dread, one looking at me face, and you can't forget. Rude boy, throw your hands in the air. Like a way that the saloon know that we don't care. Rude boy, with your hands in the air. Until morning come, we know where the party there.
Hey mama, la fiesta comenzó, vámonos pa' mi cama. Ese bautizo cambié mi corbata. Voy a hacértelo como hacer limonada. Fácil de preparar y no me dirás nada. Estoy arribiteo como fiesta pagana. Mi pana, no fuimos hasta mañana. Toda esa cara moviendo esa nalga. Y yo con mi cara te encuentro anal.
When me there with you, dime que te falta. Throw your hands in the air, mano arriba salta. When me there with you, dime que te falta. Throw your hands in the air, mano arriba salta.
Rápido, nítido, eso me dicen al charlar. Hábil con mi roto, eso me dicen al follar. Baby, bateguear, estoy listo para hacer tu mal. Pero hands up, baby, coming hands up. Hands up, baby, put your hands up. Put your hands up, baby, put your hands up. Hands up, todo el mundo mano arriba, ya llegó el rude boy. Hands up, baby, put your hands up. Put your hands up, baby, put your hands up. Hands up, todo el mundo mano arriba, ya llegó el rude boy. Baby, tan rica, mami, solita, tu cinturita, yo la quiero coger. Tica, tu mamacita, estás bien loquita, y nos vamos pa'l motel. Tan rica, mami, solita, tu cinturita, yo la quiero coger. Tica, tu mamacita, estás bien loquita, y nos vamos pa'l motel.
España girl can sing ragamuffin. Like John Black, say me wanna tell you something. She said España girl can sing dancehall. Me shoulders are like bullets, seguro no nothing at all. What them I want, shout ya. Them I want, them I want, school ya. What them I want, chat ya. Them I want, them I want, roll ya. Hands in the air.
Hands up, put your hands up, baby, put your hands up. Hands up, todo el mundo mano arriba, ya llegó el rude boy. Hands up, baby, put your hands up. me.
Check it, listen